Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I can't believe this one. Well, I expected Trump to say certain things, but this, no. So I'm surprised that this article comes from Yahoo News, and it's from today, September 2nd. Trump floats full pardons for January 6 rioters. You can't make this up. Hours before President Biden delivered his speech, decrying President Donald Trump and his MAGA followers, Trump said this, declared in an interview that he would look to pardon his supporters convicted for crimes committed during the January 6, 2022 riot at the Capitol. And this is what he said. I'm quoting, "I will tell you, I will look very, very favorably about full pardons if I decide to run and if I win. I will be looking very, very strongly about pardons, full pardons," end quote. Trump said in a Thursday interview with conservative Pittsburgh broadcaster Wendy Bell, adding, and I'm quoting again, we will be looking very, very seriously at full pardons because we can't let that happen. And I mean full pardons with an apology to many. End quote. You can't make this up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It says that during the interview, Trump said he had been offering financial support to some of those charged for their role in the riot, and that he had met with some of those charged, including former police officers and ex-members of the U.S. military. He said, I'm quoting, "I met with and I'm financially supporting people that are incredible," he said, end quote. "They were in my office 2 days ago. It's very much on my mind," end quote. Wow, look at this guy. Now he's talking about the elections here, and I can't say that here because I had a little, I'm even afraid to quote someone saying something. All right, this is how all right, but basically Trump says here that he denies that he lost, and he continues to think that he won. That's all I can tell you. That's what he said. What he believes. Here is a whole paragraph, him saying that he did not lose, and he said this and he said that. So, what do you think? He supports them financially, or at least offered. He is thinking if he's gonna run, and if he wins, he's gonna look very, very carefully and very, very strongly into those and give full pardons with apologies to some. You can make this up. You can make this up. Well, I don't know. It's within his prerogatives to be able to look into these kind of things and offer pardons. I remember when I was listening to a very, very intelligent person and very, very knowledgeable. Unfortunately, he's not with us anymore, or maybe he is, but not physically. He died in 2003. In 2003 he died of fast cancer. In a month he refused treatment, and his first name is William. He was a doctor, a physicist, and he said in one of his speeches, broadcasts, whatever he had, he was talking about Bill Clinton's pardons, and I still remember he was talking about a guy called Reach. I can't remember his last name, something Reach. There was a convict, made some embezzlement or something like that, and how many people Clinton pardons. I think he was talking about his former President Clinton at that time, pardoned I think the most people at that time than anybody else, and he listed the criminals that did this and did that and ran. Some of them ran from this country, and they were in upset. I mean, I can't tell you where they ran. I can tell you they ran very close to Syria. Or I can give you more hints, in that area between Syria, Egypt, Iraq, Anyway, I think Rich was one of those kind of people. Anyway, so people pardon and commute sentences all the time. Do I agree with that? I don't agree. I do not agree if that is done in an abusive way, and that is if it's not, as he said, looking carefully and strongly. If it's done because you're my buddy, I disagree with that, obviously, because that's not fair, not just. But if you think that it was treated unfairly or politically motivated, that those guys were convicted, I'm not talking about the guys in January 6th, not about those, in general, anyone. So I don't like, by the way, that guy Rich was in the White House many times, and he was a supporter of Clinton, so that's why this guy's saying. But you can say the same thing about Steve Bannon, right? And the same. He was in administration and so on, received a pardon, I think, right? So I disagree with this kind of friendship pardons, because that's like mafia. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. But under the circumstances that we have, how far can you go back and grab what, Clinton, and who else can you grab? I guess they all did this more or less, pardoning their own supporters and buddies and all that. And I don't think it's fair. But what can you do? Can you change it? No, you can't change it. But it's going to be more and more abused, this thing. I mean, we don't know yet what these guys are putting underneath Biden's nose to sign as pardons if he finishes his first term. You know why? I mean, look at the age. That's a risk factor right there. Not making fun, which I could, but it's just not making fun of his age. It's just that he doesn't look, fit for the job. That's my assessment as a citizen, as a human being. And regarding Trump saying that he's going to look into that, well, look into that if you have time. If you find that things were done improper, yeah, change the things. If not, let them be. But he's funny how he comes and say that. Now you know that by saying that, he won a lot of people who were like in between, or even gain more support or more love from the people that already love him. But what can you do? I don't think that Trump will be... my assessment is I give Trump very small odds that he's going to be capable of running for president for legal problems. And if that's the way to eliminate your candidate, that's pretty shitty. But that's the world we live in. Yeah, but if he deserves, so be it. But if you get this one like that, then you have other people that should have been taken to task before him, and they're not. So then, you see, that's the problem with a society. It comes unraveled when the law supposedly works the same for everyone, but then you see that people who break the law the same you did, or even worse, are not punished, but you are punished for petty crime or something. Then by that you change the society. You make it, don't believe in the rule of law, by example, but especially when you have the government who looks down on you and says, hey, you gotta respect the law because the government will punish you. And the guys who point finger at you are the ones who sometimes don't respect it, and you say, screw you then. I mean, why should I be? I'm a sucker, right? So that's a problem. Well, I have to give Trump, at least for his, how do you want to call it, craziness, courage, whatever. He just did not lay down and die, basically. You can disagree or agree with that. The same with, let's say, courage. Courage is not owned by the victors. Courage is owned by the losers sometimes, or by the enemy, because they don't own the term and the behavior that qualifies or fits the term courage. Courage is courage. A thief could be courageous. You know, an angel could be courageous. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.